All right, guys, good morning. Good morning. Welcome aboard to the Morning Note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of Gar Capital. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to join me this morning and every morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here on the YouTube channel. Good morning, JJ. It is Wednesday, August 16th, 2023. Glad to be with you. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that like button if you like these videos. Click the notifications button, the little bell icon, so you don't miss any future videos, on this channel. And comment your questions, suggestions, concerns, all that good stuff in the comment section. And I'll be glad to answer them myself. What you're seeing in front of you is the market blog. Been working early this morning. We've been sending out stuff really since 4:40 this morning. So pardon my baggy eyes in terms of a little bit lack of sleep. But again, when you love what you do, guys, it doesn't feel like work, to be honest. I love this stuff. So glad to have you on board. We'll go over the headlines here in a second, but first we'll go around the horn. What you're seeing again is the Discord server. We'd love to have you on board. Link is in the description and our website. All right, Dow futures down about 58 points. NASDAQ down about 36. S&P 500 futures down about 0.21%, starting to hit some new lows in the last, I want to say the last 20 days. Yep, new 20-day lows on the S&P 500 futures. Russell 1899 down 0.14%. 10-year treasury yields pulling back 4.215%. Dollar index is slightly green, 103.23. Volatility index slightly green as well, 1665, 1.15%. Crude oil pretty muted. We do have crude oil inventories today at 10:30. 81.08 is the current ask price, up about 0.11. Gasoline futures up 0.49%, $2.62 a gallon. 1932 for gold futures down 0.14%. Silver flat 22.65. Copper $3.65 down about 0.31%. Let's go to Forex land. Euro dollar still got that short. We are now just 15 pips red at the moment. It's been a little bit of a wild ride, tagged 109.40 and rejected that trend line. If you have any questions regarding Forex, please type it in the chat box here as well. Dollar yen slightly green, 145.78. Pound dollar 127.24. That's up about 21 pips. Bitcoin and Ethereum flatsville. The lowest reading in terms of crypto volatility for Bitcoin in general is at its lowest rate, I think, in recorded history. Very, very boring. Can you imagine cryptocurrency being boring? Just no liquidity, guys. That's all it is. Dog days is at August. We know the drill. Let's start going over some headlines this morning. Morning all. Joey's in the house. Benjamin, Alex, thank you guys. Good morning. Let's go ahead and start with some earnings. Well, first some headlines. Tesla cuts prices on Model S and the Model X in China. Another headline, Chinese government is now telling investment funds to avoid selling Chinese stocks as the Chinese stock market continues to plummet. That's from Bloomberg. Chinese authorities asked investment funds this week to avoid being net sellers of equities. And yeah, panic ensues in China, I guess, in a sense. I don't know if that's the case, but we do know we have a deflation problem in China. The question is, how much stimulus can the Chinese do to prop up equity markets or their commercial real estate, Evergrande and such? A lot of moving parts because we don't know the news that actually comes out is even accurate. So what can you do? I mean, if you're an Alibaba holder, does that really change anything? Yeah, you'll get some volatility in the stock, but you know, China's a very big country, a very rich country as well in terms of GDP. These are cycles. I don't know if this is going to be a deep recessionary cycle for China, but all we got to do is kind of play the price action as it comes in terms of news. Not much control we have there. Let's see here. Stock exchanges issue guidance to several mutual fund houses, telling them to refrain from selling more shares than they purchased. That is from Bloomberg as well. The instructions were relayed to fund managers through investment executives at the firms via Bloomberg. We also have Tencent reported earnings. That was a miss on income, and that was a miss on revenue as well. Regarding the Tesla price cuts, the S and X models in China, as much as 6.9%. That brought the stock down this morning. We are now trading at 228.85. So again, we got a little more downside here on Tesla. We did fill Tesla puts yesterday. Here is the setup. We're going to go to watch this in charts. And let me see if I have the Tesla chart. See, there was the alert right there. So I sent this yesterday at 10:33 in the morning. I said a heads up on Tesla, place an alert below 233.43, targeting that gap fill in the daily right at the 100-day moving average at 221.93. We just need to break the recent lows. And we got it. This was the mark at the time that we sent out the info. 234.84, we got the break of 233. We're now trading at 228.36. Technically speaking, it was a perfect setup. It was just perfect in a sense that we got that headline. So thank you, Gizmo from Gremlins, for that face. So you can see here the 8/18 expiry 225 puts at 1:09 p.m. That's where we filled. So if you guys have the trade and you see above 40 this morning, go ahead and take it. You know, this market has been very choppy. Trading Tesla short side has been like pulling teeth. We traded 2 times last week. This will be our 3rd in 2 weeks. So again, guys, no need to be greedy. I would assume at this point we're probably going to get a bag on it. Maybe 90 to 100% on this one. Take the profits, be happy, leave a runner. But again, I will make sure to let you guys know on the premium signals tab this morning. Let's see. When can we expect more liquidity? That probably would start towards the tail end of August. A lot of people are still out of the office. If you watch CNBC, a lot of the secondary anchors are taking over roles of others because of the time being so slow and choppy. We can always bring up our seasonality chart again. I think I have it here. Nope, those are the top 10 stocks 2023. I don't have the seasonality chart with me. See if I can bring it up on desktop here. Let's see, desktop. Here we go, seasonality. There we go. So we are pretty much right here, right in the middle. Pullback time, possibly, as you can see, push up, pull back, and then probably the second half of the month is when we expect at least a little more bids, at least towards we get to September. We will have Jackson Hole. That's the Wyoming meeting with the central bankers in the United States, and I think globally as well. Fed Chair Powell will make a speech. Last year he did one. I don't know if that's going to change. I assume so, that he will. So again, we'll probably get a little jump of action in the markets then. As of right now, again, the same analogy applies for the S&P 500 lately. It's just an ice cube melting slowly in the August sun. That's pretty much what we've been getting. You can see a lot of retesting, a lot of bouncing. If your stock name is not NVIDIA, it's been pretty slow. That's been it. NVIDIA has been the whole show this week, last 2 days. A few levels for DXY. Let's look at it. All right, so that's Tesla. We went over that. We're going to go to the daily. All right, that's your level right there. That's your 200-day moving average. That's 103.59. That's more than likely going to be your resistance. If that breaks, and again, I do have a euro dollar short, we're looking at 104.99 as your next resistance. A little more above the May highs that we had on the dollar index. So we still haven't broken the 200-day yet. We're starting to see that the moving average are still getting very, very tight. You could see that we overshot to the downside 99.54. Now we're just back to the same chop zone that we've been in really since January 6th. That's really the only thing that's really changed, is we had some deviations out, but you've been staying between 103 and around 101.65 and then. So that's basically what you're looking for. Potential exits for Tesla. Let's take a look at the hourly. And again, hourly gives us a mark of 228.40. We have the 225 puts. So again, it's not like we're in the money. AMD, the ones that we had from Monday, we had the AMD calls. They were still in the money first thing Tuesday, and then it pulled back and chopped us. So I don't know if it's still green. I got out of those. But again, if you're watching AMD, I believe it came out of the money. It's not in the money anymore in terms of the strike price. The strike we had was the 112 calls. It's at 111.35. So again, holding for a long period of time too. Again, you have that theta hitting. So you just kind of want to, like the ATM analogy, man, same deal. You know, take your money and get the hell out. That's it. In terms of exits, we're now trading at 228.40. There is the gap to fill here at 222. So if we break it down at least on a 4-hour chart, again, 228.40, The hourly really doesn't give us any kind of exit levels because you've already broken down. The only thing I could say is 226.71 is the most recent lows. So that's the most recent wick low that we had on the 4-hour. On the hourly, we're right there. 226.72, relatively close. I don't know why the 4-hour is showing me one, and then here on the hourly shows me the other. But I'm gonna put the alert right there at 226.72. Again, I still think the best bet is to get out and just leave a runner. Don't sweat these little things. Just be happy you caught it. If it's over a bag, just dip, man. It's not an investment. It's just a trade. We just made it. We just made a quick flip. That's it, and that's how you got to see it. If you like Tesla here, fine. If you loved it at 300, you're gonna love it at 228, is what I say. But I still think $200 is the key level that we want on Tesla. I still think we have a little more downside, a little more pressure with an October swoon. So it just seems that right now, if we're looking at the totality of the market, there's no real reason to buy here. Just not yet. It's not compelling enough. We don't have earnings that really justify these valuations when you have a 10-year paying at 4.221, for example. So it may not be that Tesla's a bad company. It's just not in demand. It's not something that people want to buy right now. So let's say if you got some sneakers, as you can see right there, I got some sneakers, right? And sneaker prices went down, and I don't care because they're not investments. They're just something to wear. It's just a hobby. But just because someone doesn't want to buy your sneaker at that price, again, if you're trying to sell it, sure, but doesn't mean that's what it's worth to you. Intrinsic value, right? To everyone else. To some, Tesla is a stock you'll never sell. And these are all just discount opportunities. My point is, I think you can get a better price. Let's kind of change the paradigm from, is Tesla worth less, or can we get a discount? I think if we just change the paradigm of that thinking when it comes to trading and when it comes to investing, things will be a little easier to comprehend in terms of stock movement. I don't think that Tesla is worth less today just because of some price cuts, just for the fact that we know that Ford and GM lose money on EVs. We talked about this in the top 10 stocks of 2023. The margins for Tesla are really the most compelling thing. They don't really advertise, and their company has that brand awareness that not many companies share, and that's really where the money is for them. So them cutting prices, obviously in China, we know there's a demand issue over there. They're not doing very well economically, as we know. But in terms of cutting prices in the States, I think that's more of a market share play, and I like it. It's aggressive. The stock price is up I think it was up 100% when we did that video. So if Elon wants to go ahead and take some risks now while the stock is elevated, this is kind of the time you do it. And then you have the economic backdrop with all this kind of Fed pause. Are we waiting for something? Is that really Tesla centric? Not really. But macroeconomics still matters. It always does. Sneakers are investments. No, not in my opinion. No, I think you just enjoy them. Same thing with watches. People like nice watches too. Just enjoy this stuff. I don't think every hobby needs to be monetized, guys. I think that there's just some things in life you should just enjoy without the thought of profit and loss. If you like video games, you don't have to stream. You could just enjoy them. I mean, it's kind of the deal. I think that's a lot of people are so stressed about making money constantly in every single avenue that sometimes, guys, we just need to enjoy life. Remember why we do the things that we do, why we're up early in the morning doing this. It's really because we enjoy it for the most part. I do anyways. What do you consider a bag? A bag is above 100% return. That's a bag. That's what we call it anyways. Should we get there? I think if we break that 226 level before the open, maybe 227, we'll probably catch a bag. But I'll get you guys updated before we get started. But again, guys, if you are on this Discord server, you have this Tesla trade, you don't have to wait for us to tell you when to get out. You know this is going to be green. You're basically $3 away from the strike with 3 full sessions left to go until expiry. You take it, you move on, enjoy your money, and then you have a cup of coffee to celebrate. All right, guys. Have a great rest of your morning. I will see you guys tomorrow for the next morning note, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Any questions, please comment below. I'll try to answer them as quickly as I can. Have a great Wednesday. See you guys later. Cheers.